Welcome back to TMNtv News. I'm Liz Stoeck, and the date is October 11th, 2021. Beginning on June 1st, 2022, FHSU will no longer be able to provide lifetime email accounts. Students or faculty members who have been away from Fort Hays for more than a year will have their email account removed, and a new one will be created when they return. The Hays City Commission Forum will begin at 6 p.m. in the Beach Schmidt Performing Arts Center on the FHSU campus on October 13th. The Board of Education Forum will begin at approximately 7:30 p.m. That same evening, the forums will be broadcast live via Facebook. Options Domestic and Sexual Violence Services is an organization that helps victims of domestic, sexual, and dating violence, as well as stalking and human trafficking. Because October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, Options partners with the downtown businesses of Hays to show their support. TMN's Reagan Neufeld has the story.
Purple is the color of Domestic Awareness Month. To honor this, the organization Options helped organize the annual Purple Light Nights. The tree in the downtown plaza was lit in a ceremony on October 7th. Options Executive Director Jennifer Hecker spoke with me about what they hope to accomplish with this act.
And the idea behind Purple Light Nights is to, as a community, light the town purple in solidarity. We don't want domestic violence in our community, and we will not tolerate it. It does not support or reflect the values of our community, and so it has no place here. And to remember those who lost their lives to domestic violence. 25% of all murders in Kansas are a result of domestic violence, and that is an astounding number. And we can do something about that. We must do something about that. We have a moral obligation to end this type of violence.
Along with the tree lighting, salons in downtown Hays have purple lights displayed in their windows. Options Director of Development, Don Gable, gave me more information on this.
And with the salons, we have a training that is Cut It Out. And Cut It Out's program focuses on recognizing abuse when it walks in the salons. Sometimes the beauticians will see bruises, sometimes they'll see marks, sometimes they'll just talk about their days and things come out in the conversation. So beauticians and barbers need to know what to do if somebody shares that. Sometimes that can be very shocking to hear, and if you're prepared ahead of time, you can help them, right? So that's the point of the Cut It Out program, and it highlights the Cut It Out program, and it allows the salons to be also sharing through a visual in their window with their clients during the month that this is a safe place, that we believe wholeheartedly in safe relationships, and we know what to do to help somebody if they're in a bad relationship.
In her speech before the ceremony, Hecker told her audience how they can help victims and survivors. She said, "By changing the conversation, we can change the trajectory of the victims' lives and bring an end to domestic violence in this country." For TMN, I'm Reagan Neufeld.
Immunologist Luz Kumba Garcia visited campus last week to discuss science communication to Fort Hays students. Kerrigan Hutton tells us what she has to say.
On October 8th, immunologist Luz Kumba Garcia gave a presentation in Albertson Hall about her life, science communication, and her journey to working at Lewis Burke. As an initiative by Dean Grady Dixon to have influential speakers come to campus, Dr. Kumba Garcia, he says, stood out. After her presentation, she took questions from the audience.
How do you feel that the habits of communication, scholarly communication that have happened since COVID and the rapid dissemination of studies, how do you think that may actually aid these alternative forms and the acceptance within the science community? Do you see an uptick in it?
So you have to be very careful about that, of course. I think science, you think it's a big community, but it's a very small community at the end. and you create a reputation, you create a name. And I think it depends on where the information is coming from. Is if it's a trusted source? Is this a trusted source that do I know about any other research that this person has published before? Mayo Clinic is so well positioned that you have the ability of asking all those questions, asking around, and coming with a conclusion. But that's a good point. You have to be very careful of that. Yeah.
Afterwards, I got the chance to speak to her.
First, the best part of talking to students is just inspiring them and, letting them know that there are opportunities for them out there and that they can accomplish a lot of things if they set their mind to do so. And I don't know, just looking at their faces and seeing that they become excited and becoming aware of opportunities that they were unaware of before is a great reward. Science communication is very important because of this information nowadays that we see it rampant in social media and in different outlets. And being a good communicator is very relevant nowadays in order to counterattack those aspects of disinformation and just giving the general public, the tools to make informed decisions, right, regarding vaccination and COVID-related things.
For TMN, this is Kerrigan Hutton.
Jacob Buckman recently became the university's second ever Poet Laureate. TMN's Lauren Wynn sat down with him to learn more about the position and what his plans are.
Hi, my name is Jacob Buckman, and I am the Poet Laureate. So what is the Poet Laureate? The Poet Laureate is a position within the school that is basically there's a competition a little bit. It's an interview process and a whole deal about how an individual with a passion for poetry can reach out to the students of the university. It's been going on for, I think there's one previous to me for 2 semesters, and that was the first one, so I'm the second here at FHSU. So my role as Poet Laureate is pretty much outreach at this point. It's funny, mostly as Poet Laureate, I spend my time explaining to people what Poet Laureate does. And so I'm just charged basically with getting students involved in poetry right now. And once we get a large number of students involved in poetry, we can actually move forward with how people express themselves and setting up different events and things like that. So to get the name, to get the title of Poet Laureate, I had to write a set of poems. I had to go through this process of getting letters of recommendation. I went through an interview process, competing, against other students that also wanted the position, and it was actually a pretty unique experience. Dr. Brad Will advertised the position in his class. I took last semester, Ideal Societies and Fiction. It was a great class, and basically I was able to then pursue this application process and be selected from there. So my hopes and admirations for this program are right now centered around outreach. I want to try and get as many people involved as those that want to be involved. If there's a desire for a student to, if the student desires to write poetry or experience poetry, then I'd like to reach out to them and know that there's a space where people are doing that, and that's kind of where we are right now. We can move forward with actually setting up events and making these more frequent once we have a large enough number of students actually committed to this thing. So we plan on growing the Poet Laureate Poet Laureate program by doing events, kind of like we've done already this semester. We've done a few. We have magnet poetry, but we have them set up in places that are frequently traveled and lots of foot traffic. And this allows for students who maybe wouldn't be exposed to this otherwise to see what's going on and think, oh, well, that sounds fun, and there's actually people participating, and it's not like this real stuffy thing where everyone's sipping their wine and doing the thing. They get to go hang around other students who are just interested in poetry. What do I love about poetry? So my favorite thing about poetry is just how applicable it is. It's a great way of self-expression. I'm not particularly talented in visual arts or anything like that. And so I find my best poetry comes out in the form of music. And we hear poetry all the time. Anytime you turn on the radio, you're hearing poetry. And I think that's probably my favorite aspect of poetry, is just how relatable it is. What I hope to accomplish as Poet Laureate right now is pretty much the groundwork for the future of the Poet Laureate organization. I want to get people involved. I want to start setting up events that can recur every year. I want to start getting things rolling down the hill so that the future Poet Laureates don't necessarily have to maybe devote so much time or effort into this, and it actually is a running organization by the time I'm gone. So right now, anyone can join Poet Laureate. It's an open organization that anybody is allowed to, and everyone is allowed to come and experience. As far as how, we don't have a very expedited process yet. I have a mailing list. Basically, anytime anybody catches any sort of interest for this sort of thing, and they show up to one of our events that we've had, they leave their email behind, and then we email them, and they tell their friends, basically. And it's a come and go as you please thing, which is really nice. You're not committed to any sort of long haul. If you're showing up to an event, you show up for as long as you want to stay and leave when you feel like leaving. So pretty much word of mouth right now, I guess, is what it is. But hopefully in the future we have something a little bit more cemented. Well, I'm all over. Yeah, so I'm usually actually running around in the philosophy department. If you guys are interested in being a part of the Poet Laureate organization, of course you can talk to Ms. McHenry or Morgan Chalfin, or myself, and you can reach me at jabuckman@mail.fhsu.edu. Poetry is so important, in my opinion. Not necessarily as poetry, but as art. I think expressing oneself is intrinsically valuable. We're told as children, when we want to express ourselves, your mother, use your words. And actually, that still rings true late into your 20s and through the rest of your life, because if you're not using your words, the ideas that you're conveying maybe aren't as clear. And so poetry is unique in art in that sense, because there's less ambiguity, than visual art, or maybe just music without words or something like that. But I have a passion for poetry through music, and so expressing myself in this way, I think, is intrinsically valuable. My name is Jacob Buckman, and I am the Poet Laureate.
Just when you thought the threat of severe storms in western Kansas had come to an end for a year, forecasters are saying not so fast. The National Weather Service in Dodge City is predicting a chance for hazardous weather Tuesday afternoon for a large portion of the state, with the city of Hays and Ellis County right in the middle of the main threat. Thunderstorms are expected to develop during the afternoon hours on Tuesday and move quickly to the east-northeast. Storms will begin small, but easily could develop into a threatening nature with potential for large hail, damaging winds, and a few tornadoes. As storms grow into one cluster throughout the evening, the primary threat will be strong, damaging winds. Tuesday's high is expected to be in the lower 70s and then cool down the rest of the week into the high 50s by Friday. When we come back, Cayden Sanders with sports.
a senior business major at Fort Hays. I love working for TMN. It has made me a more experienced photographer and really helped me professionally due to all the changing environments and the different opportunities. I've also been able to meet and talk to a lot of people, which has helped bring me on my show.
Hey Tigers, I'm Joanna.
I'm Colton.
I'm Annette, and we are tour guides in the admissions office at Fort Hays State.
Tell your friends to set up a campus visit now.
And we cannot wait to show your friends Tiger Nation.
Help us defend the fort!
Hello Tigers, I'm Cayden Sanders with your sports update. We take a look back at the Tiger athletics from this past week and the upcoming games on the schedule. The Fort Hays football team traveled to Topeka, Kansas to take on the Washburn Ichabods. Coming into the game, the Tigers had trouble the past years in Yeager Stadium, as they rarely won in Topeka. Fort Hays finally opened up the scoring with Fuller finding Hunter Butke in the back of the end zone with 3 minutes left in the quarter. The Tigers and the Ichabods kept each other out of the end zone for the rest of the half. To open up the second half, the Ichabods scored with the game tied 7-7. Fort Hays did score again with Fuller touchdown pass. Washburn answered and scored a field goal and a touchdown, and the Tigers and the Ichabods went into overtime tied 17-all. Fort Hays kicked a field goal in overtime, but the Ichabods found a way to win the game as they scored a touchdown and won the game 23-20. Fort Hays football postseason hopes are over with the loss to Washburn this weekend. The Tigers are now 3-3 on the season. Fort Hays turned to their next home game to Lewis Stadium against the Broncos of Central Oklahoma. A kickoff at 6 o'clock. The women's soccer team competed their final big homestand as they went 0-2 on the weekend. The Tigers competed against Missouri Western on Friday night and found themselves in a tough loss, losing 1-0. The Fort Hays Tigers returned to the pitch on a cloudy Sunday to take on Northwest Missouri. The Bearcats and Tigers finished regulation with no score. In the 115th minute, the Bearcats would come away with a golden goal. Fort Hays moves to 4-5-3 on the season, taking a long trip to Warrensburg to take on Central Missouri, and then to Joplin to take on Missouri Western. Now the men's soccer team. They traveled to Northeastern State to face off against the Riverhawks. The Tigers had the only goal of the game coming in the 88th minute. Fort Hays then traveled to ranked Southern Nazarene Storm team that came down to the 84th minute of the match where the Storm would score. With Fort Hays going 500 on the last 2 weekends, they fall outside of the top 25, but are still receiving votes. The Tigers compete against Newman University for a home-and-home match. The Tigers will have the home match on Saturday for a 3 o'clock kickoff. The volleyball team had opened this past week with the 14th ranked Lopers here in Hays. They tried to keep up with the Lopers but fall in 3 straight sets. The Tigers then traveled to Warrensburg to take on the 5th ranked Jennies. The Tigers came close to winning all of those 3 sets but fell short, losing 3 straight sets again. The Tigers are back on the road to take on Emporia at Emporia State, and they will be back home against Missouri Southern Friday night and face off in-state rival Pitt State for a start time of 2 o'clock.
Tigers, I'm Joanna.
I'm Colton.
I'm Annette, and we are tour guides in the admissions office at Fort Hays State.
Tell your friends to set up a campus visit now.
And we cannot wait to show your friends Tiger Nation.
Help us defend the fort!
The fall season is now in full swing, meaning that Halloween and Thanksgiving will be here before we know it. TMN's Lauren Wynn and Tierney McGivney took to the halls of Memorial Union to ask students which holiday they prefer.
Hi, I'm Tierney McGivney here with Tiger Media, and we are asking Fort Hays State University students this or that, Halloween or Thanksgiving. This or that, Halloween or Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Why?
Get a lot more food and spend time with family.
Okay, thank you. This or that, Halloween or Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Why?
Because we get to eat a lot of food and spend time with family, so.
Okay, thank you. This or that, Thanksgiving or Halloween.
Thanksgiving.
Why?
More food? I don't know.
Okay, thank you. This or that, Halloween or Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Why?
Because there's a lot to be thankful for.
Good answer. Thank you. This or that, Thanksgiving or Halloween?
Thanksgiving.
Why?
The food.
Good answer. Thank you. Okay. This or that, Thanksgiving or Halloween?
Thanksgiving.
Why?
Because it's with family. And Halloween is just dress up. Yeah.
Okay. Halloween or Thanksgiving?
I choose Halloween because basically Halloween's kind of better. You get free candy. I mean, Thanksgiving you hang out with your family, whatever, but you always see them all the time. So there's no difference, you know. So.
Okay. Thank you. This or that, Halloween or Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving has way more food.
Okay. Thank you. This or that, Halloween or Thanksgiving?
Halloween for sure.
Do you have a reason why?
Because you get to dress up, you know? So.
This or that, Halloween or Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving.
Why?
The food.
Good answer. This or that, Halloween or Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving.
Why?
I like the food.
Good answer. Thank you. This or that, Halloween or Thanksgiving?
Halloween.
Why?
It's spooky. It's fun. You get to dress up. It's just the fall vibes.
Okay, thank you. This or that, Halloween or Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving.
Why?
First off, it's my birthday month, so obviously a solid there, but also it's just a good time to spend with family.
Okay, thank you. Halloween or Thanksgiving?
Halloween.
Why?
I like the festivities and like what comes with it more than like Thanksgiving holidays.
This or that, Halloween or Thanksgiving?
Halloween.
Why?
My dad's birthday's on Halloween, my birthday's in October, and I just love the chance to scare children, I'll be honest.
This or that, Halloween or Thanksgiving?
Halloween.
Why?
Because of candy and costumes.
This or that, Halloween or Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving.
Why?
Because of all the food.
This or that, Halloween or Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving.
Why?
I don't know, I mean the food and the family.
Okay. Thank you. This or that, Halloween or Thanksgiving?
Halloween.
Why?
Because spooky season is the season to be in, and haunted houses are bomb.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Halloween or Thanksgiving?
Definitely Halloween. I like candy a lot.
Halloween or Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving.
Why?
Get to see more family.
That Halloween or Thanksgiving?
Halloween.
Why?
Because you get free candy.
Halloween or Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving for sure.
Why?
Because the food's way better and you get to have food.
As an effort to inspire students to learn how to cook, Student Engagement held a salsa making competition. Kerrigan Hutton sees just who can turn up the heat.
On October 5th, the Student Engagement Office held a salsa tasting competition in the brand new Student Success Center. The judges and teams alike would vote for their favorite salsa. Michelle Cleakin, a Student Engagement Officer, held a demonstration on how to make guacamole. I asked her about the event.
I work for Student Engagement, so we're hosting a salsa tasting event today where
We have a bunch of people that signed up to bring their own salsas. We're going to test them out, and then we're also going to have a hot sauce competition after that. This is the first one that we're doing, and we're hoping that it goes well so we can keep it going for a while and then keep it growing every year. I'm most excited to try all the salsa. I didn't bring supper because I knew I would be at this event, and I'm just excited to see all the different kinds of salsas that people make for it.
While they waited for the results, everyone gathered around to play a game of spicy roulette. Sour faces were seen by many. At the end of the night, they announced the winner of the competition. Team Wanahakalugi, who won a brand new food processor. This is what they had to say.
What makes the best salsa? Just finding the best recipe, getting the best ingredients you can, just having fun while doing it, honestly. It was a blast making salsa with this dude.
This is Kerrigan Hutton for TMN.
On the night of October 1st, students had the chance to show off their moves at a barn dance hosted by Christian Challenge and Barn Hoppers. Hal Maulu gives us the recap.
Hi, my name is David Schneider. I'm here with the Christian Challenge Barn Dance in partnership with Barn Hoppers. And so for homecoming weekend here at Fort Hays, we wanted to have an event that students can come hang out, do some swing dancing and do some line dances, get to know each other, and we really want to support the university this weekend and give students an opportunity to just be together.
Hi, I'm Katie Masters. I'm a senior at Fort Hays State University, and I'm a criminal justice major. Tonight we're here at the Barn Dance with the Christian Challenge, and it's been so much fun. We've seen a lot of different people out here from all around, and it's been a really great night.
Hi, I'm Vinny. I'm a grad student here at Fort Hays, and I'm doing my major in biology. This is my first year here, and I came here today for this barn dance. This is my first ever experience doing American dance. I don't know what exactly it is, but it was kind of weird, and I didn't know how to dance. So I think I was laughing most of the time because I don't know how to dance, and I was dancing with the people who don't know how to dance. So it was nice, refreshing, and wonderful experience for me.
Stay up to date with Tiger Media News on tigermedianet.com. I'm Liz Stoeck. Thanks for watching.